Welcome back to Miwa Japanese Kitchen. Today I'm introducing Japanese twist low-carb bento box. Now you may say, I don't have any time to make a bento box in the morning or I don't know what to put into. I get it. Pretty much everything can be made ahead of time so that next morning all you have to do is toss with few more condiments or dressing and you are good to go. Save your money and then enjoy the healthy lunch with your family and friends. Let's get started.
First one is a pork shabu-shabu salad with two dressings. Starting with slicing up leeks, I'm using white part only since the green part is usually too fibrily to eat. I usually save it for making soup stock. Spring onion and shallot are also great options here. Next, making marinade. In a container, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, 3 tablespoons of mirin, and toasted sesame oil. Just mix everything until it's emulsified. Mirin contains alcohol, so if you have a kid, let alcohol cook away by popping them in a microwave at 600 watt for 1 minute. It doesn't affect the taste if you skip this process. Then add sliced leek and toss everything to coat. We are going to shabu-shabu the pork. I have a thinly sliced shabu-shabu pork loin without much fat. Bring the water to a boil in a pot. Add equal parts of sugar and rice wine, which will keep the pork tender and juicy when it's cooled down. Keep the gentle boil. Then now go ahead and do the shabu-shabu each slices. You want to keep the temperature low, like around 80 degrees Celsius. If it's too high, the pork tends to get too tough and dry. We are looking for nice and juicy pork. It only takes me about 30 seconds to 1 minute to cook. Depending on how thick your pork is, it might take extra 1 minute or so you want to choose very thin one at the store. After pork changes its color, discard from the pot and transfer onto the strainer immediately. Let all the moisture off before you dunk into the marinade. When the pork is still hot, add into the marinade. As the pork gradually cooling down, it will soak up more sauce, and so you want to toss with the marinade when the pork is still hot. Pop them into the fridge. Let the flavor to melt together.
This is delicious as it is, but to make it even more savory and bold in taste, on the next step you can toss with two different dressings.
First one is a plum dressing. I have a 2 salted plum pickle, seed and mash with a knife until you reach the puree consistency. In a bowl, I have a pureed plum pickle followed by 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Mix them together, then just toss with your pork. The plum pickle has an antibacterial effect, so perfect for the bento box. By the way, I don't recommend the fatty pork like pork belly slices in this recipe. Bento box is usually enjoyed as cold. Personally, I don't prefer the texture of pork fat when it gets cold. The second dressing is spicy Korean-inspired dressing. I'm just gonna mix 1 teaspoon of tobanjeon paste and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Tobanjeon is fermented chili paste made of chili pepper and broad beans. I love them so much, but if you don't find them, use sriracha hot sauce or just toss with the soy sauce. It's delicious enough since the pork is already well seasoned the night before. You can switch between two dressings by your heart desired. The next one is ramen egg. Now I already have a separate video about this. I won't get into details in this video, but I linked it on the box below. In boiling water, add vinegar. I boil the egg for 6 minutes. Transfer onto the ice bath and peel the shell. Add the egg into the soy sauce mixture and rest them overnight in the fridge. The next one is broccoli with mayo sesame dressing. For the prep on the night before, I just remove the florets and rinse. In a boiling water, add a pinch of salt. Blanch them for 1 minute, strain the water and let it cool. Store them in airtight container. Now we made 3 preps on the night before. I actually made roast vegetable, but I'll show you later. At the end of this video, I'm introducing 3 ways to decorate your bento box, so stay with me. On the next morning, we are starting with broccoli salad. Mayo is a good option when it comes to low carb. It's very simple. I just mix 2 tablespoons of mayo, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon of grounded toasted sesame seed. Then mix everything together. If you prefer Greek yogurt, you can do that, but make sure to add extra salt for the adjustment. Then toss with the broccoli we prepared last night. Now it's time to assemble everything. I have this pretty udon bento box. You can find them Amazon shop link on my web. I said low carb, but I can't skip rice when it comes to bento box, but later I'll show you the low carb ideas. So first I place my rice, fill up all the space and shape it like slope. This slope will keep your bento box to stay beautifully as it later on. When you bring the bento box to your office or school, in your bag, the bento box will move and sometimes all the dishes ends up going all over your bento box. Did it happen to you? If so, try the slope way. Then I place my leafy green nicely. Add my pork. Place another herb for the separation. In goes broccoli salad. It comes right next to it. If you have a space, add cherry tomato to inject color. This is my low carb rice version bento box. If you swap rice for grilled veggies, it makes even more low carb. Let me quickly show you how I made it last night. I have a zucchini, carrot, and sweet potato. Cut veggies into big chunks, and you can opt for any low carb veggies for this. Place everything on the baking tray. Then drizzle some olive oil followed by salt, dried herb, and curry powder. If you don't have herb or spices on hand, you can just do salt and pepper here. Toss everything to coat. I place everything with the skin side down so that it won't burn at the bottom. Pop them into the oven at 200 Celsius for 35 minutes. Take out from the oven and check if the veggies are cooked by poking with fork. I ate them half of it last night. It was so good. Then just pack them into your bento box on the next day. Or you can just fill up the space with your favorite leafy greens along with my delicious carrot dressing. There is a video about the making dressing, so make sure to go back and watch if you are interested. My mom had made a bento box for more than 15 years since I have 3 more siblings. She told me as long as you have 4 colors in your bento box, it's sufficient enough to enjoy and also nutritious. I follow her philosophy when I make one for my son. Many of you trying to make your own lunch for saving money, being healthy, or you might have to make one for your kids just like me.
Making bento box, it's like a marathon. You have to make it continuously every day. So at the first place, it have to be really easy and tasty, right? So on my website, there are a couple bento box ideas. I linked on the box below for your inspiration, and I also write the whole blog about the tips of making bento box. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this type of video, feel free to give the thumbs up and also share with your friends. Thank you. またね。バイバイ。